Sun shit, y'all ready?
I hope y'all are. This episode is about the Dahomey people out there in Africa, who used to be out there in Africa. I told y'all, even on the show, I say, I never thought about trying to get down with the woman king, mainly because I knew about the country. I knew about the situation out there. I didn't know the whole thing, but I definitely knew they were one of the African people who were out here giving out slaves, trading out slaves, bargaining for slaves, selling slaves, however you want to say it. They was out here in the slave trade game. I knew that. I just didn't know how deep it went. Did some research, and I gave it to y'all. Look, I feel wild giving y'all that. It's hard to not just sit back and just chop it up for like hours on end, especially when it's just me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be, you know what I mean, just want to do like that. And we've been programmed to take this stuff in no more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes. It's little chunks. We can't. It's no longer just sitting back and absorbing the knowledge anymore. Like the listening to, or whether it's, you know what I'm saying, listening to somebody break these joints down and give you the gems, or whether it's reading this stuff up. And that's why I'm always like, don't just listen to me. Do your own research. Check this stuff out, because trust me, I'm giving y'all nice little chunks of this. It's not the whole deal. It's just enough to make you be like, okay. But this right here, because you have a movie, and that movie was like, the trailers were everywhere, and everybody was like, oh my God, I wonder what this is about. You had one group going, this might seem dope, and you had another group going, man, it seems like a Black Panther ripoff, not understanding their history about this. You know what I mean? And that's my thing, man. It's one of them joints. This is one of them things where I really wish I could have just sat down and really gave it to y'all. You know what I mean? It's in the confines of the show, so I give you that. It's a nice little minute of so rocking with y'all, and then we get back into the music on the joint. But it's still what it is. I really wish I could have just hit y'all off for some joints. You know what I'm saying? Time frame, timeless. I gave y'all everything that y'all needed though in that little joint. That's how it was. What I also want to say, real quick before we even get into the show, if you heard the Kanye joint, you will notice that it's not up to date. We recorded the Kanye thing, I think by the time he did the joint with Pierce, right around that time, right after that, is when that was recorded. That episode was recorded. So when it came to all of this other stuff that has jumped off, where you got the Adidas people bouncing on him, his agency bouncing on him, these fashion designers and these connections, outlets, and people that he had that he could call on a whim are now like, nah. Yeah, that's why none of that's coming up. Also, don't understand it, don't get it. I find it weird that that's a thing where celebrities have to tell you that they're down with the Jewish community. I don't understand you know what I mean? It is what it is. People feel like they have to do that. But I will say this, and I have to say this, because this is the point that every black person was trying to make during the time frame when Kanye had the White Lives Matter shirt jumping off. And again, y'all know my style. I'm like, ignore this dude. And I really wouldn't be saying anything about this if it's just for the fact that I know if you listen to the Kanye thing thinking I'm going to talk about all this new stuff. No. We recorded it. Right after that, we didn't put it out till now. We're behind a little bit on a lot of this stuff. But I wanted to say that because this is what I want to say real quick. We've been saying Kanye is dangerous. First of all, Kanye is just poking many bears at the same time. It's a thrill-seeking, attention-grabbing moment. You know what I'm saying? For people who remember, he said the White Lives Matter shirt also had on the front had something about Catholicism. No Catholic people responded. No Catholic people took the bait. Black people took the bait. Jewish people are taking the bait. It's a whole, and now his career is out here wilding out. And I said it before, black people seem to really be into this whole thing of trying to be, but that's our guy. Sometimes you gotta just go, I can't rock with this dude, and just move on. That's not what I'm here to say. What I am here to say is, black people told you these images, the stuff that you say, will be dangerous because there are people who want to feel a certain way, and when they see that you open the door to allow that to be okay and expressed, they gonna rock with it, and then they gonna turn to you as example number one. You know what I'm saying? That's what Trump did. Trump opened the door for a lot of stuff. As soon, and here's the crazy part. Trump was trying to diffuse stuff. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Let's keep it real. Trump was out here. He understood where his votes come from. He understood who his people were. You know what I'm saying? He gets that vibe. So when he said, yo, there are some good Nazis out there, that opened the door. When he said what he said about certain people, certain races, when he never took the time to condemn certain hate groups and certain people who were less about the politics and more about the hate. You know what I mean? When he didn't take that time to do that, that put the battery in their backs to have them go out here and be like, yo, Trump said, and it's like, yo, that's where we are with Kanye. For those who don't know, there's now people out here with their anti-Semitic rhetoric, and there's, Kanye was right, Kanye, and that's what we were saying. Like when you are that guy, and you're that visible to so many people, and you're saying the stuff that you're saying, or you're displaying the vibe, there are going to be people who are going to pick up on that and then think, yo, we can do this. We can be out here rocking it too, because my man said it's good, so they're going to do it. That is the whole problem. You know what I'm saying? Now you have a whole bunch of celebrities running around here trying to, I figure it's basically celebrities who have found themselves in the past going, yo, Kanye's my guy, having to go, yo, but I'm not with this. It's a shame that has to be done. Like, yo, if I don't say it, what y'all are going to say? Am I going to end up losing everything? It's wild. But like I said, that's why I didn't talk about that on the Kanye episode. That hadn't happened yet. None of this stuff had happened yet. And I'm pretty sure by the time this joint airs and you check it out or whatever, more stuff is going to happen. Because it's wild. It's crazy. But I just don't get it, man. I'm trying. I've stopped a long time ago trying to understand what's in his head. This whole thing about, yo, you just don't. Sometimes people are so creative that they're crazy as their own crazy, and they gotta be their crazy. And you just have to hope that when the smoke clears and the dust settle and they come out the room, that whatever it is that they do, it's a great contribution to mankind. Painting, sculpting, writing, making music. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you do, and you allow them to be that crazy, but when the smoke clears and everything's all said and done, and they present that product, that it is great. The thing is, Kanye's not doing any music for real, so now it's just being crazy. That's, you know what I mean? It's like, yo, yeah, you can be all crazy, but when them albums drop, them joints is official, yo, that's not happening right now. But again, this ain't about Kanye. This is about the Dahomey tribe. I'm butchering the name just that fast. It's about that tribe. It's about that people. It's about those people. And so when you hear the history, again, please go do your own research. I even go out here and look these people up. If you have watched this movie or you found yourself interested looking at the trailer, go out here and check them out. Look that up. Look those people up. It's a great story. It's the ultimate story of how they say on Batman joint. You become the villain. You either die the hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. They are the actual example of that. They are the living embodiment. A whole people are the living embodiment of that very statement. Crazy, man. It's crazy. This is the episode. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for listening worldwide, man. It's always dope to see these countries and all these cities and joints rocking with me, man. You know what I'm saying? Yo, thank y'all. This is what I do. I'm still trying to find other ways to make it more accessible. Right now, it's just on the streaming platforms. We did get a hot couple of videos here and there on YouTube via some software. Some link joints or whatever. But we need to, we gonna get this going, man. We gonna try to get this popping for everybody and get this out here, because you need it. You know what I'm saying? We have to figure out how to get that out there and rock. And again, it's not just me out here giving y'all. It's a lot of people out here giving y'all not just Black history. There's Native American people that I know, I followed, who give you dope Native American history. There's Hispanic people who give you dope Hispanic history. There's people who are giving you the history that we are not taught on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? There was a politician, and I'm not calling out the man's name, but he was tripping like, I can't believe that now we're trying to teach kids that, you know what I'm saying, this is stolen land. We've always taught that. We've always taught that and never said it and allowed the mind to process and examine and understand that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, never in the English class, never in the history class have I been taught that America stole the land from the Native Americans, the indigenous people. Never. The history is there, though. The contracts that we wrote out, the negotiations that America came up with, agreed upon, then reneged on. The moving Native people further and further out west, so you go, yo, we want that too. The extermination, the genocide of people. We've never, no English, no history classes ever went out their mouth and said, they stole this land. As you got older and you read more and you understood what it was and you started to gather the information and process it, you realized like, yo, so let me get this straight. They were already here. We came here. We made them the enemy. We told ourselves that they're the enemy. We killed many people, took over lands, and kept it moving. And was like, yo, this is ours now. Yeah. 13, 14, 15, who knows how your mind works, 12, 11, whatever, who knows how your mind works, yeah. You started to go, hold on. So Christopher Columbus came to a place that already had people and said, this is his, he discovered this. They were all, like, he came across people already, and yeah, I don't know how does that work? We did not need teachers to tell us that. As we got older, it was something that we processed, that we understood, and for generations, we accepted that. And all of a sudden, the new day has dawned. New millennium hits, and everything becomes very much old and due process. You know what I'm saying? You will now have to pay for the sins of the father. You know what know what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem. A lot of people go so quick to go, oh man, that was way back in the... We're still benefiting off of that. You know what I'm saying? But, yo, that is what it is, I guess, right? But I'm saying that because that's just where we are right now. We are in a different place right now. That's why you need to do this research. That's why you need to check out stuff. That's why you need to understand the connections. Because the crazy part is, when you do your history, you realize the history isn't as long as it sounds. You know what I mean? Like, the concept of history is so crazy. Those people were told to stop doing slavery because the slave trade became illegal. That time frame when it said stop it, America is America. America has become America during that time frame. It's not so far off now. It doesn't seem so far away all of a sudden. That's the crazy part. But like, when you start to look at how history places itself and you can connect dots, history is a beautiful thing. Science is a beautiful thing. Math is a beautiful thing. And when you play with those joints, hey, history is like one of the greatest. You see so much happening at the same time, different worlds, and sometimes they don't even connect at all as far as A-B, but they connect because there's so many different little pieces that join them together. And that's what makes it wild, because now when you fast forward and you see something like that movie dropping and you know the history of that people, and you go, so what point is it? I'm lost on why they're tracking the white guys. Is this during the time when they were told no longer to be a slave trade group? And they kind of wanted to battle about that. They were upset about that, and the real money wasn't coming the way they thought it was, and all of this happened, and things got hostile. Is this that time frame? Yo, that's all I'm asking when I say stuff like that. I'm just asking questions. By all means, again, thank you people for listening. East Coast, West Coast, worldwide, Lost Boys. This is that episode. Thank y'all for listening. Enjoy this, and we'll get at y'all next week. Let's do this. Yes. Y'all know what we do, man. Hey, I don't know if I said it. Rest in peace to Bob Marley. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Took y'all on a little reggae tone. Took it out there and vibe out right here. This is what we do. Saturday. Hold on. Get the vibe right. Gotta get the vibe right on this right here. Hold on. Be like Saturday, it's the Saturday. It's the Saturday. In once more with the wallop to the store. I don't know the rest, but still, I got the next. Looking at him like, yo, dog, it's complex. I give it to him live, with no effect. Yeah. Word up, this is what we do. Yo, this is out here vibing right here. This is that joint. This is one of my joints right here. I had it was called the run on joint. This is out here just throwing the joints, and then we actually, for those who know, we ended up using that whole same style on the raw joint, where it was basically like whatever the last word is, throw it into something else. You know what I'm saying? R-A-W-W-E, easily bring trouble to phony MC. See, son, at the end of the road like drive-by, by time comes to a cease. Cecil still be up in these street rock. Woo! That was the vibe right there. So yo, but this is where a lot of that came from at first. So you know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's get back to what we do, cause how we do what we do it. Word up. So like this. This moment in Black history. Hold on. As we do it up like this right here. Take it from the top. Let's go. This moment. See, now this feel good. In Black history. Yeah. Right here, we gonna talk about I told y'all the week before last, because I ain't do it last week. I was vibing out last week, hard body. Woman King, didn't see the movie. I know the history of the people, so I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, do they do that? Like, are they gonna, I still don't know. So if you've seen the movie, let me know. But in my mind, I'm like, yo, I didn't see it, so I don't know if they went into the whole history of the Dahomey, I can't even pronounce the joint, tribe. But here's the thing, them and the OYO tribe, people, country, was connected in what is now known as Nigeria. There was a war going on. The other squad won and held them captive for a good minute, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was out here paying tribute. They slaves from like the 1730s to the 1819. Now, all of a sudden, the game changed. The game flipped. And they took that squad over. And the whole empire began. If I don't know if y'all understand what I'm talking about right here. They took over their enemies. And the whole empire began. And what they did then is historic. It's monumental. You know what I'm saying? Word. The flip is whatever, but we gonna get into something else. Anyway. But the whole vibe is so monumental because what they did after this is they made sure that their whole territory was up and running on the defensive end. Like, nobody would ever put them in that position again where they were submissive to another squad. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, wow. It was wow. And then, if you see the movie, I mean, you'll see the trailers, y'all know they got the women warriors. And salute to all the doofus, dumball, cornball dudes out here talking about, man, they stole that from Black Panther. Nah, Black Panther stole this from them. They were the only, at the time, squad, country, tribe, whatever you want to call it, that had it rocking like this, where they had women warriors. And here's the wild thing, the other spots that they went over to and kind of took over them joints and started like rocking and invading on their spaces. They were sending their warriors, their women, to be the delegators. Their women were the liaison. So, not only would you get defeated by these dudes and this squad and these women, now as a king or the ruler of this spot, you gotta talk to them. And you know what I'm saying? The time is what it is. Even now, you know what I'm saying, women are second class citizens. So that the humility, the humbling of having to talk to this woman about joints is wild. You know what I'm saying? It was wild. It was wild. And they did their thing. Now, again, I don't know how the movie is, but history is what it is. And they got to a point where the Europeans started rocking with them, because they were a major player in the slave trade. Again, I don't know if the movie talk. That's one reason I couldn't watch it, because I don't like, yo, y'all ain't talking about that part of the game. It's a problem. So they was out here invading the spots that they took over and rolling up on other territories. They was official. I'm telling y'all now, they was on point. They grabbing people. They working this trade out. They were actually in their area the richest nation. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of that came from the Europeans, the trade and all this and that. They were even running up on other spots that was doing it and getting them people as slaves. You know what I'm saying? Now back to the women warriors, because it's like, yo, here's the reason why they had women warriors, because I know I jumped over that. A lot of that is because in the mix to rebel against the OYO squad, or like country, tribe, or whatever, they were like, every man, woman, and child needs to be on point with this movement. The women were looking at it like, we will not let these people rape us, do whatever to our children no more. So they went in even harder than the dudes. For that alone, like, yo, I'm doing this to protect my children. Gangsters. They were training their women, the little girls, how to get it in and do what they do. It was a massive joint. Fast forward a little bit, like I said, they're doing these deals with the Europeans, and it's like, these dudes is out here like, and they're like, yo, we need peoples, we need slaves. They was gathering slaves. The time. There's no phones back in there. There's no way to connect. So it was like, yo, when we come back, I guess at first they didn't have enough. So they were like, yo, we'll give y'all time. Not underestimating the fact that they was going out here hard body. So they coming back and there's enough slaves. And there's slaves, and the money's good. The Europeans take a little longer coming. Then they got too many slaves. They had a whole section cut off for just the slaves. They fed them and everything. They had rations of what they was gonna give them. Ran out. Now here comes the part of the savagery that I don't know if y'all know, but it was world renowned on them. You know what I'm saying? And it goes into the whole blacks being savages. Funny how that works. When you negotiate them and it's all good, it's all peace, it's all love. All of a sudden, you see some foulness, which, by the way, we ain't gonna get into how the Europeans got down. Vlad the Impaler alone is a whole nother thing. But we ain't gonna talk about that. But anyway, so what they were doing was they was beheading the people, the slaves that they had. So it was like, yo, we ain't got enough food for y'all. We ain't gonna let y'all starve to death. Mercy kill, beheading them. Europeans come back, they see all this stuff, and they start spreading rumors like, yo, they crazy with it, they're wild, they all up out, yo, they are foul, they this and that and the third, and yo, and they're drinking the blood and all this. It was wild, and they drinking the blood of the enemy, supposedly. Nobody really knows about that part, and as time goes on, those who are descendants of that situation love to dismiss that, so that's a whole nother thing. But here's the wild part. The reason they stopped and not only they stopped doing the slave thing, but they lost money was because the whole concept of slave trading and all that ended. And it was like, yo, what else are we gonna get into? And they still was doing it on the low. You know what I'm saying? They was doing it on the low with those people who were willing to go that route. But then Europe came through, Spaniards came through, and they really were like, yo, nah. And again, I don't know, because I seen the movie where they was like fighting the white people. I'm pretty sure maybe this is the time frame that they're focused on, because at first it was all love. It didn't get crazy with the Europeans until the end of the slave trade, and everything got crazy like that, you know what I'm saying? So then they had to go in and go at them. Powerful empire. Please do your research on this empire. I ain't got enough time to get into it. I'm just giving y'all quick little bang outs to let y'all, you know what I'm saying, little cliff note type joints, little cheat codes. So if somebody say something like, yeah, word, and then they did this, I ain't even give y'all time frame references. I let y'all know that they got their freedom from that squad, and then they did their thing. But during the slave time, like I said, once the slave trade ended, they tried the spices. It wasn't as lucrative. Other squads started invading. Other squads actually were helped. There was coups going on with other squads with the Europeans. Like, oh, they don't want to listen to dudes out here cutting heads and they drinking blood. The savages, y'all ride on them, and they were invaded. You know what I'm saying? But at that time frame, when they was on top of the game, they were one of the mightiest spots in Africa. The downside of it is the slave trade. It ain't even the because they, like I said, they basically was like, we would never let anybody hold us hostage in our own joint and make us slaves and submissive to anybody again. So they was on point. Take away that whole hand in the slave trade game, and this should be a country, this should be a time frame that we look back and go, yo, salute. You know what I'm saying? But you got that, you got the beheading, you got the savagery and all that. So again, rumors, it is what it is. This that Black History moment right there. Again, I ain't seen the movie. You know what I'm saying? I know some people have, but ain't nobody really, I don't know, man. Can't count the critics. The critics are on this whole thing where they hate anything that's got females being strong. So that's a whole nother vibe. Anyway, man, this is the moment right here, Black History moment. Boom. Get at me on Twitter. It's moments like this right here you can find on Our World, Our Time, on most podcast streaming services. So, yo, it is what it is. And let's get back into this music joint. This chick right here is from Melbourne. I don't know where that's at. Melbourne, something. You know what I mean? We gonna get into some joint. I told y'all, we all over the place. We had some reggae, we had some reggaeton, we had some African music, some Spanish joint, Spanish funk. You We all over the place, man. This is what we do right here. Universe of soul. Good music. Let's go. Hey, that's my time. Salute the little Sims. Cleo Soul. Woo. Yo, I'm telling y'all, yo, these just bangers. Bangers. I don't even get to play a lot of times. Matter of fact, there's a lot of joints I don't get to play a lot of times, but we're gonna change a lot of that anyway. We're gonna rock out with a whole bunch of joints. Saturdays is gonna be crazy, man. Wednesday's gonna be crazy, man. We're gonna get into some other stuff here and there, man. It's gonna be all over the spot right here. We're gonna rock y'all in, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna hit y'all off like that. But anyway, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. And I'm still working on some joints in the cut too, Solo. You know how we do. We got some joints in the cut for y'all. Y'all ain't understanding though. But anyway, I'ma holler at y'all later. You know what I'm saying? Word up. Keep it popping. Keep it moving. Hopefully the Eagles stay undefeated another week. You know what I'm saying? So if your team is out here struggling, yeah, I said it like that. Anyway, let's do what we do. They say you only live once. That's a lie. You only die once. So anytime that your God allows you to get out here and continue your journey and brag on your favorite football team when they winning, please be humble, but at the same time, show the world the best version of you. Y'all be safe. Peace. The Eagles all day.
This is a Soul of Art presentation. This is a Soul of Art presentation.